All right, folks, just a little update on what's been going on. Well, certainly, I was watching the program I watched before that I've told you about. What's it called? Vice News Tonight, and it was the 8th of the 6th, 8th of June episode. This is partly what I want to talk about tonight. As I said the other day, there's been a lot of insanity spoken about. One of the things is the Black Lives Matter group in New York. One of the chapters there has basically said that they want to defund and disband the police force. And they want to have what they call, I think they call it peace officers, who will be armed with the law. So therefore, for black people to be policed by their own people. Yeah, that's not going to work. There's no way, shape, or form that's not going to work. Because put it this way, you have that, you have an absolute guarantee that every one of those officers will be targeting a black man. And you'll soon be crying racism from them. It's an idea. It's one of 1,000 different ideas probably being spread around right now. So I think, as I said the other day, I think what New Jersey did with their police force was the best idea. You disband the police force and then you invite the police officers to apply again. You get rid of the bad ones. That is probably the best way forward. Apart from that, I mean, they were talking about voting. The man who was saying all this stuff, his sister, was running for Congress, or is running for Congress. Again, she may win her election. She may win her election. With things as crazy as they are right now, it is possible she could. Does that mean that she can force through his legislation in the area? No. No, it doesn't at all. She wouldn't quite have enough power to do so, and she's certainly not going to have any power on a national level to bring anything like that about. What she can do is she can be a voice in that legislation on a federal level. As in the House of Congress, congressmen, women, Congress officers. She can be a voice inside there. But yeah, more than that, yeah. Tricky situation indeed. Well, things are certainly improving with regards to Rona. I've not checked for a long time, but a friend of mine was saying earlier today that things are clearly getting better. So let's see where do we find that to watch? Here we go. It should be around here somewhere. There. Right, Rona deaths. Let's have a look. Things should definitely be getting better. Let's check the yesterday's totals. That's not quite. My friend said there was 55 deaths in the UK. Well, this says 245. Brazil, my God, they're suddenly having it bad. They were nowhere near the top 5 2 weeks ago. Now they're number 2. That's in the worst now. Although their numbers of dead aren't quite the worst or second worst. Their third worst numbers of dead. UK is second. USA are the worst. But Brazil, Yesterday, 1,183 deaths, the worst amount of new deaths. The worst amount of new cases. New cases, 30,000 new cases yesterday. UK only 1,000 new cases. America 19,000 new cases. So things are improving, slowing down a bit in most areas. Spain, yep, they're doing okay. Italy, yeah, they're doing okay. 71 new deaths, 202 new cases, which for them, yeah, they're doing okay. They've slowed down a lot now, which is good. UK is still slowing down. It's not quite as good as what I thought it was. My friend suggested it was only 55 new deaths. Well, 245 is quite a lot more than that, 119 more. So, yeah. But you can see why people are hopeful about things opening up, that the lockdown ending quite soon. So from the point of view of Rona, yep, that's good. Although, again, I think in 2 weeks' time, we have to expect numbers to rocket again. We have to. Because these protesters are going out with no regard whatsoever for the 6 feet or 2 meter space between people, the safety distance. They're not respecting that in any way, shape, or form. Now, you can guarantee, absolutely guarantee, probably in every area where they have more than 1,000 people marching, there will be at least one person with the virus, with the Rona in that group. And if those same people keep marching day after day after day after day after day, within 3 days, there's a good chance that 300 to 400 of those people will have the virus. So that's of every group of protesters of over 1,000. And then, of course, they go home and they spread it amongst the people they know. Those people go out to shops or to wherever they go to, especially if things open up. They go back to work amongst other people and they spread it, and then those people will then spread it. And before we know it, due to this protesting, the numbers of new cases and numbers of deaths, certainly in America and in the UK and any other nations where people have been protesting in large numbers over this on a regular basis, we are going to see the cases of COVID-19 and the deaths going up and up and up and up and up again. Well, as I said in my last video, with these people that are out protesting, be happy with the idea that God will hold them accountable for all these deaths that they're going to cause. That on their day of judgment, they will be found guilty of causing death. And therefore, they will spend eternity in hell. Because, as I say, they won't repent because they're not going to know. At the moment, we've had people interviewed who have been on the marches, been on the protesting marches, about Rona and about the fact they're not keeping the distance, and they've said they don't care about that. This matters more. So, okay. They're not going to repent of something they don't care about, are they? There's certainly most people that are involved in this who cause deaths in this way are not going to accept that they themselves cause the deaths, because, of course, that would be an incredibly difficult thing to accept. So, therefore, are they likely to repent of it? No. Folks, wake up. Wake up. We do have this virus at the moment, and the virus is bad. Certainly in central major cities, the virus is very bad. Yeah, if you're out in the middle of nowhere, then it's not so bad. Yeah, like if you live in the north of England, in Yorkshire, where you've got the Yorkshire moors and all that, you live in the middle of there, then you've got not much chance of getting the virus or spreading it to somebody, right? That's cool. But if you live in London, you live in New York, you live in Minneapolis, or Boston, or any of those major cities where people are protesting, and if you're one of those protesters, chances are you could have not had the virus at the start of this, but you will have it at the end, and you will take it home to your friends and family, and you will spread it around to them. Yeah, on this video of I was watching the Vice News tonight. There are people who have protested and who are hanging around, yet not observing the safe distances. There are old people around with them as well. And of course, the old people are the ones who are the most vulnerable, as well as the obese and the people with conditions that could be a problem. So yeah, not sensible. If you go out protesting, you got your mask on, that's great, but as we know, most of the masks that people wear aren't exactly medically or at the level of medical masks. They're not exactly at that level. A lot of people just got like cotton masks on, which do virtually nothing at all. But then to shout and to speak, they lower their mask down. As soon as they lower their mask down, anything that could be on their hands is now on their mouth, because they have to move their hands down their mouth or around their mouth to lower the mask down, right? Oh my lord. Crazy. Or to lift it up, because you can lower it down from the bottom. You can't lift it up from the bottom, you've got to lift it up from the top. That's where your nose and mouth is. Hey, there you go. I went to the shop earlier, and where they normally have their reductions, I was standing waiting for this lady to move, elderly lady, and she started coughing. Pretty much over everything there, so I just thought, okay, walk away. I was not in the mood. Because there's some stupid drivers out today again. Because I know with my car, if I'm coming at a fairly big roundabout and there's hardly any traffic, I can approach the roundabout in third. I can just go around in third. If I go towards the lower end of the revs in third, I can do that without a problem at all. So of course I'm pulled into third as I'm approaching. I see there's no cars coming round. There's a car approaching, indicating to turn right into the same road that I'm on, but coming up. Right, the car in front of me, what does it do? It stops. Right, it bloody stops. What are you doing? The car is indicating to go right, not to go straight on, not to go straight on, as in therefore making sure that you have to stop. The problem is the car indicating to go right, that has stopped. As well as in that was waiting for this car coming out of the junction I'm on, even though it would not impede that car going by in any way, shape or form. And already at that point in time, oh, geez, I'm very tempted to blast on the horn. Get out and scream at this blinking woman. What are you doing? Have you forgotten how to drive? So that's why I wasn't really in the mood to be saying anything to this lady, because I would have probably said, if I was doing that, I'm sure that you wouldn't be overly pleased with me doing that. So I just walked on. Okay, walk on. Yeah. I made a joke about it to the next person. I just said, "Oh, the reductions area." I said, "Don't bother going there." I said, "Old lady just coughed over the whole lot." I said, "I'm not sure if the reductions are really worth it now." So yeah, there you go, folks. Oh, I lost my door keys as well, my house keys. I think I know where we lost them. Because previously I'd lost this. I bought this. What is it? I think it's a 50 milliliter bottle of hand sanitizer. That I was annoyed at losing it because I was getting this massive 5 litre bottle of hand sanitizer, and I was going to put that in there. An ideal size to carry around in your pocket, so I lost it, and I thought, well, I have to go and buy a new one. Went up with my friend tonight, and he knew this place where they just dumped a load of wood by the side of the road. So we've been there before, so you could pick up some wood. Went there again tonight, and I found some hand sanitizer, exactly like the one I lost. And I realised that is the one I lost. But then before we went out tonight, I realised that my keys weren't on the hook that it should be on. I put my winter clothes away about a week ago. When I did that, the winter hat, the woolly one, I put on the same hook the keys were supposed to be on, so therefore I couldn't see that the keys are missing. Until tonight, when I was taking the dogs out, I thought I might as well lock the door. So let's go and get the keys. No keys. Checked all the pockets of everything. No pockets. Thankfully, I had a spare key cut that I left outside. Because you never know. I mean, I've had to break into the property a few times. Thankfully, it was at a time. Oh no, I did have to actually properly jim in the door, get a crowbar and force the blinking thing in. I had to do that once to actually break the lock properly. I had to have a new lock put on as I broke it. So yeah. So, but most of the time I locked myself out. I left the lounge top window, open. So I'll have to climb through that. So I thought, right, get myself a spare key, leave it outside somewhere, so I can find it easy enough. But it's not so obvious to anyone else, and therefore, if I lock myself out, I've got a key. So I thought, well, I'll take that key. But I'm pretty sure where we go for the wood, I'm pretty sure if the hand sanitizer bottle fell out the pocket, I'm pretty sure the key would have been in the same pocket. So the key would probably have fell out as well at the same time. It's a key with a key ring, and there was a horn dog whistle on it as well. So it's possible we can find it. Now we know that it could be up there. It's a case of going up maybe tomorrow and having a look for it. So yeah. Oh well, that'll be fun. So yeah, there's an update. I suppose there's not an awful lot to update on. At the moment, there's no get-togethers. Still no church meetings. So this Christian meeting that was supposed to happen on Saturday won't be happening. They'll be doing a virtual thing. So that's a shame. That would have been good to go back. As I say, I've got the money to tithe, but I'm just not going to get there. So it'll be at least another month, which is quite annoying. Yeah, I've got the tithe just sitting there. Just needs to go. I just need to go there and I can pay the tithe. I'm just not been able to do it yet. So yeah. Hopefully next month. We never know. I mean, as I say, don't know. The effects from the protesters and any of them getting the Rona may take about 2 to 3 weeks to come through. So therefore, that may mean that even in a month's time, there's still lockdown. So that'd be pretty annoying. But I mean, as I say, the worst of that situation isn't the annoying factor that I can't go to this Christian meeting. It'd be the fact that a lot of people are going to be suffering, even dying. And I'm pretty sure that Mr. Floyd is not going to be impressed that people have done this in his name. So, yeah. That's the point. Don't protest a killer or killing by killing people. Yeah, Mr. Floyd was someone who wanted peace. He didn't want people being hurt. He didn't want people fighting. He made a video recently about, kids waving guns around and stuff, where he wasn't impressed with that. So he wouldn't have been wanting people risking their lives or risking the lives of other people. So in the end, folks, just be aware of that fact, please. Be aware of the situation that you are in and the situation that you will most likely be putting others in. So you can go out and share your anger. And would you mind terribly that when you go out and share your anger, if there are any white people that die of COVID-19 because of you, may all the white people then protest in your area because of what you did? Would that be okay? Would you see that okay if they protest and they riot and they loot? Because George Floyd was a killing that was absolutely unlawful and unnecessary. Completely. Anyone that dies as a result of people protesting will be an unlawful killing, an unnecessary killing. Exactly the same. So, with your self-righteous attitudes, you need to realize you are potentially as guilty as that police officer. Because he didn't care about Mr. Floyd, what he was doing to him. And you don't care about what you could be doing to the people that could die as a result of you going out protesting and not caring about keeping that safe distance from others. So don't be a hypocrite. I say that the police should be respecting life and that Black Lives Matter. If Black Lives Matter, why are you risking the older people in your community? Do their lives matter? Well, there you go. That's what I was getting from that. And that was really the message that I wanted to share tonight. This Rona looks like it's getting better, but potentially it can get a lot blinking worse. And we've got you people to thank for it. We do indeed. Right. You take care, God bless, and I will speak to you soon. So hopefully by miracles and miracles, that there will be nobody infected and dying because people are being so reckless with their protesting. I just think that is incredibly unlikely. Well, take care, God bless, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.